Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and today I'm going to be doing the BookTube Newbie Tag. First question is, why did you start this channel? So I think like most people who are new to the BookTube community, I wanted to start this channel so that I could connect with other readers. I have a couple friends who read, but we don't always read the same books at the same time, so I figured it would be nice to have a bigger community to share my love of reading with and be able to chat to about books that I've really loved or I really didn't love so much and why, and just have good discussions. Also, another reason is that a couple years ago, one of what I thought would be a dream job would be a book editor or a proofreader. But there really isn't that kind of a market where I live. And I wanted to read books that I knew I would enjoy versus reading whatever landed on my desk. So I think with the BookTube community and just growing my channel, it would be great to build those relationships with publishers and have the opportunity to read and review books that are new and upcoming and books that I'm interested in. Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to BookTube? So I actually don't read a lot of new release books. A lot of the books that I have come from the used bookstore in my local town, as well as library sales. So I'm not super current on what new releases there are out there. I think there is a big market for that on YouTube and just in the BookTube community. So something different and unique that I'll bring is just a little different perspective and different content. So not so many of the new releases in young adult books. I have a lot of classics and just older books that have kind of been forgotten about with all the new releases that are coming out in recent years. So that's what I read mostly. I also wanted to create this channel not just to be about books, but also about where I live and what I do. So I just wanted to encompass that in my channel and what I do, and hopefully bring to light more books that have been written by authors in Washington. And also I'll probably show my dog a lot on this channel because he's really cute. Question number 3 is, what are you most excited for with this channel? I think a big thing for me is to develop public speaking skills. This is something I've kind of been working on more with work lately, but I think in 2018 and just in where I guess businesses are shifting nowadays, it seems like public speaking is one of those big skills that you need to have. So I really want to become more comfortable talking in front of people, and I think that talking to a camera and to you all will help with that. And I also want to learn more about video editing and just making connections with more readers. So question number 4 is, why do you love reading? Like most people, it's just an escape. It's nice to get to travel within books and different worlds and characters, and, you know, kind of imagine that you have these abilities that the characters you read about do, when in real life you're probably just sitting on your couch cuddled up with a blanket and tea or coffee. So it's nice to just be able to travel to new worlds and enjoy looking at life through other people's perspectives. So that's one of the big things that I love about reading. And just a lot of good memories come to mind when I think about reading because of how I started reading and just the books that I do read and everything that's near and dear to my heart. Question number 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? So for this question, I have 2 answers. The first one that comes to mind is The BFG by Roald Dahl. I don't have my physical copy anymore because it was actually my brother's, and I think last year I finally gave it back to him, so I'm gonna need to pick one up for myself. But The BFG really comes to mind for me because I remember when my brother and I were younger, our dad would read it to us at night before we went to bed, and it was just such a fun experience listening to him tell the story, and you know, him do different voices for different characters and just pronouncing all the silly words that are in that book. It just holds really good and precious memories to me. So that's one book that really got me into reading, as well as The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. I have my very first box set here that I got after I raved about. So my box set goes in order, starting with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, so it's not in chronological order. I've never read it in chronological order. I don't think I ever will. My preference is to start with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and just to have all the events be brought to light as you keep reading and just learn more about it. It's fun to kind of have it be a, you know, hold this question in the back of your mind, and then when you get to the next book, you find out why it is the way it is. So I got into this series by my 3rd and 4th grade teacher. He always read to us, and he would have little giveaways, and like depending on grades or our behavior in class, I remember we would get these like little admit one tickets, and I think every Friday or maybe at the end of the month, depending on how many we collected, we could get little prizes from him. And I know that at one point, I want to say the silver chair was a prize that we could have won. So this series just holds a lot of memories for me, and it was one of the first fantasy novel or book series that I got into, and it's just really good series that I love and I cherish. Question number 6 is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktuber? One of my favorite booktubers is Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. And a question I would like to ask her is what it was like to create BookNet Fest. I think that's an incredible idea and way to bring the booktuber community together. It does not sound easy. I'm sure there was a lot of organization and planning that came into it, and now I believe this year is her 2nd year pulling that together. So I would just really like to, you know, pick her brain about how it was to organize such an event like that. Question number 7 is, what challenges do you think will be the hardest to overcome with starting this BookTube channel? For me, and I think this is similar with a lot of people, is time management. I work full-time, and I'm also a full-time student, so I'll still be working on my degree for the next 2 years. But this is something I've started watching BookTube videos probably a year and a half ago, and I just fell in love with the community and the videos, and really I've been thinking about this for a long time and starting this channel. So I think this is something that I really want to do, but you know, managing my time with knowing I need to study and get my butt in gear with that, and play with my dog, and you know, spend time with my boyfriend and our son. I'm hoping this won't ever take a back burner, but I'm sure there will be months or weeks when I fall behind. So that'll be a big challenge for me, as well as just sorting out everything at the start. So figuring out what editing software I want to use, how to film, when to film, all that sort of stuff. So that's probably going to be the most challenging for me, but I'm willing and ready to take this challenge on, and I'm excited to see what happens by the end of 2018. So that's the end of this video. I would love to know also what books got people into reading, or what series. So if you so feel inclined, please leave that in the comments below, and let's chat about some of our favorite books together. Until next time, bye.